What's up, guys? Rob Kuhn here. And look, we've all seen someone get out of line once or twice at the poker table. Perhaps they blame the dealer for their bad luck. Perhaps they, slam the chips in.
Wow. Holy
But today,
smokes.
we're going to see somebody get very out of line in a massive pot. Without spoiling, let's go ahead and get in the action.
So JR here is gonna start off with a limp, and Dylan here is also gonna limp. He's gonna over limp fours.
Raise it 7,000.
And Garrett here with King 10 of spades is gonna make it 7,000. First time we've seen anyone limp in besides Nick.
The blinds are 100, 200, 400 with an 800 straddle.
And Ben here, 9-7 of clubs. He's going to get in there. He's going to call. And Tiger over there with ace-jack off. I mean, he could throw a 4-bet in here, too. Everybody seems weak. The only person that's raised here is Garrett. A lot of dead money out there.
10 seconds.
He's in the straddle. And he calls. So all of a sudden, we're going to see a massive, massive multi-way pot. Obviously, as Dylan comes in as well.
Good fold by JR there with King Jack.
Well, actually, over here.
And Nick's going to call too.
1, 2, 3. 5 way.
All right, with 5 players in the pot, everyone decides limping is pimping, which it is. And Garrett does not get the memo and bumps it up to 7,000 with King 10 suited at big blind 800, which is obviously very fine. King 10 suited out of the natural big blind with a lot of limps in front. Definitely plays completely fine. Tiger has an interesting spot after Ben calls. There's quite a lot of dead money. He's only playing like 100 and whatever effective, how many big blinds that is. He can go for the 3-bet fold with ace jack. I think that's completely reasonable. I think call is completely reasonable as well. With that said, everyone else decides to call. Obviously, pocket 4 is going to call. 8-7 off. Why not? Might as well trap, right? Let's continue on.
So 5 ways. 36,000 in the pot.
I know there were 2 more callers.
Nick is first. Jack. Oh.
Whole lot of nothing here. Dylan looks to have the best hand still with pocket 4s.
Check. All right, everyone checks.
And checked around.
5 ways to the flop, and everyone absolutely murders this flop and decides to trap Garrett. Yeah, I like everyone's play here. There's no reason to bet when you just flop this well. So let's carry on to the turn.
And the turn is a 4.
Check.
Dylan here
Check.
with 4s full.
Check.
He's got the check mark. Just unfortunate for him. No one really has anything.
Check.
Whoa, he's going to check it back. Does not put any money in here. And the river's a king, so Garrett...
Action checks around to Dylan once again, who decides to check back. I think this is reasonable. I think you can probably get a little bit of money out of like middle pair type of hands, maybe a hand like 5, 6s, 7s, perhaps some flush draws. You do unblock hands like ace 5, ace deuce, 5, 6, stuff like that. Maybe even a 6, 7 suited type of hand might peel. With that said, checking back with pocket 4s when everyone has shown weakness for 2 different streets, I think it's fine. Basically, you're just trying to allow someone to catch up, which in this scenario, we see that Garrett does end up hitting the top pair on the river. Let's go ahead and see what actually happens.
Garrett rivers a king, a sneaky little check by Dylan. Might get him some extra money.
Yeah, 20,000.
And 20,000 here from Garrett. And what's interesting is Dylan never has pocket queens here, so when Dylan does raise, it's going to look a little bit peculiar, like he could just have flopped, say, 4 3s, pocket 4s, and checked it. So this is a great, great result for Dylan, the way this one has played out.
Seconds. There you go. 75,000.
And here comes the race. 75,000. So 131,000, 55,000 for Garrett to call.
Garrett bets 20,000 into, I believe, 36,000, and Dylan makes it 75,000. Now, this is a very interesting spot for Garrett because you're kind of at the top of your range. However, who really raises here as a bluff? But also with Dylan's line, what is he representing? He's basically representing quads, which he would probably play this way. Pocket 3s would be a reasonable way to play. Pocket 4s, but most people don't check back pocket 4s on the turn. I think most people probably bet. And this is all going through Garrett's mind right now. Obviously, we can see him on the screen. It looks like he's trying to get a read. But this is during the COVID times. Yes, please don't ask me in the comment section. It's so annoying. Is this an old video? Yes. What do you think? Look at the mask, okay? Yes, it's an old video. Anyway, with that said, this is a really tough decision for Garrett because you're kind of at the top of your range. You could have pocket kings potentially every once in a while, but you're probably going to bet pocket kings on the flop or turn. So you kind of don't really have much better hands. Like, you can have some traps, you can have some pocket queens yourself. You're probably not going to raise pocket 3s. You're probably not going to raise pocket 4s. You'll probably just call. So this is actually a very tough situation. What would you guys do in the comment section below? And while you're down there, leave the sub button, see more awesome videos. Let's continue on.
10 seconds.
Oh god, so frustrating. Fuck. Oh, I'm so frustrated.
That's a brutal spot. It's a really hard fold.
Again, Dylan's never going to have pocket queens here. He over-limped. Go back to pre-flop. He over-limped JR's limp, which started this hand. So what is he representing? Maybe 3s, maybe pocket 4s.
This would be a wild bluff.
Would he ever over-limp a hand like queen 3 suited?
He called you.
And Garrett's going to call.
Good call.
Oh!
Just kidding. Oh.
Ooh.
That's so wrong. Garrett makes the call and thinks he gets the good news because Dylan the villain says good call, so he promptly flips over his hand, and then Dylan the villain says just kidding for the slow roll. Dude, this is a 200K pot. You don't know the guy and you're slow rolling him? I don't know. What do you guys think about this slow roll? I'm sure you guys have seen it many times in your life. We are poker players. It does happen quite often, but when it's for $200,000, that's kind of a little out of line. Anyway, hopefully you guys like this video.